I'm just wondering, are you the kind of writer who's right by your writing pal's side, cheering them on every step of the way, helping them move onward and upward, and then when it comes to your own work, not so much? Yeah, I get that. I've been there. I was a cheerleader. I am a cheerleader. I love cheering for other people's accomplishments. And when I reach a milestone, it just doesn't feel that great to me, because those horrors of negativity are just nattering at me and saying, well, yeah, it's okay for now, but maybe, you could have done it better. Well, that's not really helpful, is it? No. Enter Julie Duffy, who is the host of the Story a Day podcast. I sat in on a presentation of hers that she did for the Writer Unboxed OnCon, a virtual conference that happened in October that was outstanding, and more on that later. And she did a presentation called iWriter. And she let us do a survey of what we were doing and just to rate ourselves. And one of the lowest scores that was pretty much across the board was, we don't celebrate our triumphs. We're good at it for other people, but not for us. And I realized that really has to change. And the sooner the better. And she suggested things like, well, you could just have a little dance party every time you do something that's grand. And I thought, okay, yeah, I could go with that. I've got a dance background. And so I tried that a day or two, and it was okay, but it just did not quite work. I don't know whether it was just because I got to get up from the desk, but then the next morning I was in my yoga practice and I looked up and there were my chimes. And I thought, why not? Why not ring the chimes of victory every time I accomplish something I set out to do? And so, since that day, I walk into my writing cave in the morning to do my morning pages, and I ring the chimes of victory. And when I finish my morning pages and move to yoga, I ring the chimes of victory. I finish Tai Chi and yoga and I ring the chimes of victory. I go for my walk. I come back. I settle in for the day. I ring the chimes of victory. Whether I read or whether I write, or whether I do research for agents, whatever task it is, before I begin and after I end, I come over and ring the chimes of victory. And why is this working and not the dancing? Well, the chimes are a little more personal for me. The chimes were given to me after the death of my son, my oldest son, who I lost in 2019. It was sudden and yet inevitable, and it was soul-crushing. And I never thought I would write again, and I did. And that's a story for another time. But when my son passed, I received these particular chimes as a gift of healing. They ring the notes of amazing grace. They ring the notes of amazing grace right across from the pictures of my son. Every time I ring them, I am brought closer to the love that we share. He too was a writer. He too had big dreams. And I wanted him to fulfill his dreams. And he wanted me to fulfill mine. And one of the reasons I came back to the page was to honor him and his dreams and fulfill mine own. And so from the very first moment, the very first time I rang those chimes after I finished a task, I was able to connect with the love of my son and the love I have for this writing life that I have been able to embrace. And I can't think of a better way to celebrate. The tones of the chime actually allow me to breathe deeper and fall farther into my center and remind me that all will be well, and everything that I want to do, there is time and space for all of that to accomplish. And I will move forward one step at a time. And each task that I achieve allows me to move onward and upward to the next. The reason I couldn't cheer for myself before is because I didn't have a personal connection to how I wanted to celebrate. It was just a thing, like a Band-Aid you put on a boo-boo. It had no personal significance. And when we write because we have a story to tell that's deep inside of us. It is personal to us. And we share it because we feel it will have resonance in the world. So when we celebrate, we need to celebrate in a way that is going to have resonance with us personally. Mine are the chimes of victory, the chimes of amazing grace. I have found my way to celebrate. What can you find in your life? What little moment of pleasure and connection that makes you feel alive, that opens your heart, that makes you expand into this world of writing that you want to devote your life to? What is it that you have that will elevate yourself in a personal way so that you can ring the chimes of victory for yourself? While you think about it, I'll ring mine just for you. Victory, victory, victory.